EVM, or the electronic voting machine, the all-important equipment in India's voting system, a machine that seals the fate of thousands of candidates every election, and in recent years, the one machine that has become a scapegoat for those ending up on the losing side. The recent example being the Congress party. After the party's surprising defeat in Haryana and Maharashtra, Congress has raised questions over the credibility of the counting process and the authenticity of EVMs. The Grand Old Party says it's in the interest of democracy to ensure a free and fair election. Congress MP Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on Friday even challenged the Modi government to conduct elections on ballot papers. Listen in.
राजनीतिक न्याय की जब बात होती है, मेरे सत्ता पक्ष के साथी आज खड़े हुए और तमाम गिनती करने लग गए कि ऐसा हुआ वैसा हुआ 1975 में जो हुआ, तो सीख लीजिए ना, आप भी सीख लीजिए। आप भी अपनी गलतियों के लिए माफी मांग लीजिए। आप भी बैलेट पे चुनाव कर लीजिए। आप भी बैलेट पे चुनाव कर लीजिए। दूध का दूध, पानी का पानी हो जाएगा। आप राजनीतिक न्याय की बात करते हैं, सरकारों को पैसों के बल पर गिरा देते हैं।
मेरा आग्रह है कि अपन संविधान में सकारात्मक।
BJP says the Congress is just being a sore loser and that it is refusing to accept the voters' mandate. But the latest criticism over the Congress's EVM stance has come from its own allies. Hello and welcome, I am Shubham Chauhan. Let's get started. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah on Sunday took a swipe at the Congress party over its stance on EVMs. In an interview to PTI, Omar said, and I'm quoting here, "When you get 100 plus members of parliament using the same EVMs and you celebrate that as sort of a victory for your party, you can't then a few months later turn around and say, we don't like these EVMs because now the election results aren't going the way we would like them to. If you have problems with the EVMs, then you should be consistent in those problems. One day voters choose you, the next day they don't. I never blame the machines." Omar Abdullah added that those parties who don't trust EVMs should not contest elections. The Congress today hit back. Senior MP Manikam Tagore asked Omar Abdullah to quote-unquote check his facts. Tagore said allegations about EVMs post-Maharashtra results were made by the NCP, that is of Sharad Pawar, Shiv Sena UBT and the Samajwadi Party together, that's the Mahavikas Aghadi. In his post on X, the Congress MP said the CWC, which is the Congress Working Committee, their resolution addresses the Election Commission of India only. Why this approach to our partners after being CM? Asked Manikam Tagore. This comes amidst tensions between the National Conference and the Congress after the recently held Jammu and Kashmir Assembly elections. Reports say some NC leaders are not happy with the Congress for not putting up enough efforts, putting additional pressure on the National Conference. Eventually, the NC won 42 seats in the 90-member Assembly and the Congress got 6. Over in West Bengal too, the ruling Trinamool Congress made a similar comment at the Congress over its anti-EVM stance. Here's what TMC MP Abhishek Banerjee had to say.
मुझे लगता है, ये मेरी पर्सनल राय है, कि जो लोग ईवीएम पे सवाल उठा रहे हैं, अगर उनके पास कुछ है तो इलेक्शन कमीशन को जाके वो डेमो दिखानी चाहिए कि भाई हमारे पास ये वीडियो है। इलेक्शन कमीशन ने वो सबको बुलाया था और मैं इतना दिन से चुनाव जमीन पे करवाता हूँ। मुझे लगता है आप अगर ईवीएम रैंडमाइजेशन के टाइम ठीक से काम करेंगे और बूथ पे जो लोग काम करता है वो मॉक पोल के टाइम पे भी आप अगर चेक करेंगे, उसके बाद काउंटिंग के टाइम पे आपका 17C जो फॉर्म होता है जिससे बैलेट यूनिट, कंट्रोल यूनिट मिलाया जाता है, वो अगर ठीक से चेक करेंगे तो मुझे नहीं लगता है कि ये जो एलिगेशन है इसमें कोई सब्सटेंस है। अगर फिर भी किसी को लगता है कि भाई ईवीएम मैनिपुलेट हो सकता है, ईवीएम हैक हो सकता है, तो मुझे लगता है डेलीगेशन जाके इलेक्शन कमीशन को मिलना चाहिए, मिलके डेमो दिखाना चाहिए कि भाई ये टेक्नोलॉजी से या ये सॉफ्टवेयर से या ये मैलवेयर से आपका ईवीएम हैक हो सकता है। और अगर वो भी नहीं कर सकते, इसको लेके नीचे आंदोलन कर, भाई खाली 2-3 टिप्पणी करने से नहीं होता है।
Now this comes at a time when there are questions over the leadership of the India bloc. Last week, Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of West Bengal, indicated that she was open to leading the bloc with other opposition leaders lending support. So the leadership phase has become the newest point of disagreement or perhaps discord in the India alliance. But that's not our story today. Our story is on the EVM debate. In the Maharashtra results, the Mahavikas Aghadi won just 46 out of 288 assembly seats. Such was Mahayuti's domination that none of the three alliance partners, none of the three MVA partners that is, Congress, Shiv Sena UBT and NCP of Sharad Pawar could win even 10% of the total seats. They couldn't even manage to win 10% of the total seats. The three parties were consequently shocked. In fact, a village in Maharashtra called Markarwadi had planned a mock re-election using ballot papers. This was in order to quote-unquote verify their votes done through EVMs. Eventually, that plan was called off after police denied permissions. On the 3rd of December, a Congress delegation raised concerns over alleged inconsistencies in the Maharashtra elections. The Congress party sought raw data from the ECI to ascertain facts.
We've had a discussion in a very cordial, constructive, positive atmosphere. I started by telling the Commission that ultimately we are furthering the cause of democracy because an uneven, non-level playing field for elections directly affects and undermines the basic structure of the Indian Constitution, which, as you know, does not allow even a constitutional amendment to affect the basic structure. We said that we are here before you, A, in a constructive spirit, B, in the interest of transparency, C, to reduce the trust deficit, and ultimately our first step is to get disclosure of large volumes of raw data. Once we have the raw data, we will be able to give our own conclusions and further analysis will follow.
Amid growing criticism from the opposition, the Election Commission subsequently clarified that no mismatch was found between the votes polled on the EVMs and the corresponding tally of VVPATs. VVPATs is voter-verified paper audit trail slips in random counting. The State Election Commission said that as per the EC's guidelines, it is mandatory to count VVPAT slips of 5 randomly selected polling stations in each assembly constituency/assembly segment in the case of the Lok Sabha. The EC says it did that and found no problem. In fact, we have done several interviews and videos explaining how EVM and VVPAT works. You can watch those videos on our channel. So can EVMs be hacked? That's really the big question that everyone is asking every election. The opposition has not given any evidence to say that it can be. Those in support of EVMs, including the EC of course, have multiple arguments to support their claim that EVMs are not connected to internet or Wi-Fi. So hacking in the true sense is not possible. Neither is a pre-programming scenario where you vote for one party and the EVM records it for another. That's because each constituency arranges the candidate names in a particular order, in an alphabetical order. So to prove the contrary, those skeptics will have to not just prove that EVMs can be hacked, but that they were indeed hacked. Mind you, it's not just the Congress that has raised questions on the EVM. The BJP has done it too. After the BJP's defeat in the 2009 Lok Sabha elections, BJP leader GVL Narasimha Rao came out with a book. It was called Democracy at Risk. Can we trust our electronic voting machines? The preface in that book, notably, was written by none other than veteran BJP leader Lal Krishna Advani. The BJP got massive electoral successes beginning 2014, and all that talk was forgotten. Omar Abdullah and Abhishek Banerjee's remark seems to be a nudge to the Congress to move on. But does that mean everything is hunky-dory in India's electoral system? Not really. You see, the Election Commission in recent years has been heavily criticized for its role. Allegations of bias have plagued the EC, especially in the Modi era. Be it the lack of action taken against leaders for what were clearly vile, hateful and vitriolic comments against the minority, or inadequate response on why there was discrepancy between votes polled and votes counted in 538 Lok Sabha constituencies this year. The AC faces a tough task of having enough trust-building measures in place to end all speculations on the EVM saga and ensure free and fair election, something that is so pivotal in our democracy, remains intact. That's all we have for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and share this video, comment and let us know your views, and of course, subscribe to HW News English for more such videos.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.